that'll pull us up.
There it is.
Names are wrong, but whatever.
I'll get you in there.
So we've got Black Cats and Slimer, and these teams are our two highest performing teams, so to speak. Neither of these teams are both undefeated currently in the season. We're not live. So really cool opportunity to see which team is going to be the better team at the end of this.
So what have you seen over the past couple of weeks from these two teams in terms of what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and
Oh yeah, great question. So we do have a sub in though for Team Slimer, which is Cam, who's getting subbed in by Doorway, who's somebody that we saw in our first set of maps. But I'll say on Team Slimer, they revolve around a big guy, and that's his in-game name. Plays a Reinhardt.
Yep.
So really aggressive Ryan style. And this is going to be a little tricky on Team Slimer because usually Mobius is their Zarya player, but I do think Doorway might be a slightly better Zarya player. Mm-hmm. So at that strength of a strong Reinhardt player along with a really good Zarya, I think we're going to see just a devastating front line.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, just looking at the names here, I mean, a big guy, as you mentioned, is a Ryan player, but you see Rexall, Mobius, and Doorway are all kind of off-tank, mains, right? Like Rexall, with the known for his Roadhog, and he really likes playing Zarya. Mobius can play Diva, Zarya. Doorway plays a mean Zarya as well. So it'll be interesting to see who plays what and then who fills the other roles, right? I mean, you can opt to go for a triple tank.
They could, and they could get away with it. Yeah. I mean, I think that, though, is their weakness. They don't have... Cam was their main DPS killer who would just obliterate the other team by just fragging out.
Right.
They don't have somebody who's going to frag out on that team.
But we'll find out if someone's going to step up and fill those shoes.
Absolutely. On the flip side, on the blue team, we've got the Black Cats, who have been just dominating the entire time, and that does have a lot of strength in their support team, actually. So Loth and Sipiter are their two big strengths in their back line, which a lot of teams don't utilize as much to push through, but they've consistently shown to be the best supports I think we've seen this whole league.
Yep. I know Loth plays a means. I think a lot of really good Zenyatta players who are pretty much just another DPS, right?
Yeah.
I think Loth, Shoutso, others, but
Cupcakey's
Cupcakey as well.
Zen
Can't forget about Cupcakey. But you'll see them just kind of right there in the front lines, racking up the kills. So it'll be interesting to see how the different team compositions and strategies play out here.
All right, I think we are ready to go. Live for our first game. We're going to head over to Hollywood.
So up to game only?
Yeah.
All right.
So we are going live. We got a chain.
Yep.
All
so
right,
blue
we are
team
on
is...
it. The Black Cats is over there.
Okay. And then we got Slimer.
And Slimer. Do you want to figure out what's going on with Loth's machine real quick? So, oh no, here he comes. So, one of the things about kind of each week is we like to nominate a player for the hero highlight of the week. So we do ask chat to kind of give us a little feedback and let you kind of monitor to see what people are saying about who they've seen as the standout players for this week. So last week it was Yadin and Spice, who's actually in our games right here. But this time we definitely want to hear from you, who's kind of helping these teams carry the win. I know just jumping out at me right now, I feel like Meyer is definitely on my short list of what I've seen so far, but we'll see what the Black Cats and Slimer are able to do.
Especially with such really close games that you've seen. It really comes down to that. Sometimes that one individual performance can really swing the tide of a game and help you break that tie you may have or bust you through in overtime or something like that. So a lot of great individual plays so far.
Absolutely, and it is, sometimes it's challenging, right? I mean, there's so many good plays as well where maybe it doesn't end up on the kill feed. You know,
Right.
you've got those kind of. We had a moment on the first game where the Sombra EMP was up, it was ready to pop, and right as Sombra jumped onto the point, Shoutzo popped his Zen ult and pretty much won the game and held the point. That doesn't show up on a kill feed though, and it can sometimes be frustrating for players that you don't always get that recognition, but that's what the
Absolutely.
casters are for. We're here to catch those moments. And
So we got
a big
Slimer
deal.
on attack here,
That's correct.
opting to go with a Rhine composition as, was expected. Lot of damage output. They're opting to go with a single tank. And they're going to have a lot of mobility to it that with Mobius on Lucio. So we see,
Weird that they're not opting.
there's
there.
Cesaria.
I was gonna say, that was like so strong.
I was looking for it.
So let's take this from Slimer's perspective, moving on to the point here, see what they're met with, and see if they're able to overtake the Black Cats to get this first point and draw some first blood.
Another big Rhine on Rhine matchup. Love to see the shield battle and the psychological game between the two of them there.
So Spice already getting a really quick kill there, who's really going to provide a good opportunity for Black Cats to keep this hold going.
Again, this is why Mercy is so important now. She can just get that quick res. It's not too devastating to get one down. Fishing goes down via Rexaw, but gets res right back up. But Slimer is really getting aggressive here and racking up the kills.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Big guy going in ham right here. This is what he's known for. We're going to see him just start swinging that hammer like crazy. If anybody's within
Junkrat
range,
has ult up. He might not need to
I was
use
going to
it.
say he's not going to need it. Looks like this is Slimer all day long. Spice might be able to do something here, but the best he can hope for is to delay as he falls off the point.
So quick cap by Slimer. And Black Cat just has to reset and get stabilized here. They're, going to get rolled through here as Slimer has all the momentum coming in the second point.
That's got to feel good, but both teams never lost a game yet this season, so they're both probably pretty confident going into this.
Spice is going to be key in kind of getting in behind that back line, but right now Slimer is just racking it up, taking out the Diva.
You can see Doorway just chopping those shields just right at the right time to negate this flanking ability.
You do see Spice though, she's just really harassing that back line, distracting the Rhine, and creating opportunities, but it's up to Black Cats to really follow up on that.
Ooh, big ult coming out for Big Guy there. Picks up a ton, and this is all Slimer.
Over and over, there's winning team fight after team fight. It's really tough for Black Cats to kind of stabilize and get comfortable. They're just facing constant damage coming their way. You have Junkrat just lobbing stuff down these hallways. They're never really able to find a moment to breathe.
Might come in the form of this Diva ult. One of the downsides of a Big Guy being so aggressive is that shield's not going to be around for this Diva
She's sneaking around. She's looking for it.
Not in it, though. To cap
Might
the point.
not get too much value out of it, though. So I think kind of what you're seeing here is there's not a lot of focus fire coming out of Black Cats, right?
Yeah, you see Cam York kind of off to the side there, not really able to do a whole lot. I was really also banking on that ult to come down and didn't. Now Slimer's looking at a big push here, and I have a feeling Daft Monkey's got an ult ready. He's been holding this since point one.
They're fully loaded on ults, and Black Cats just does not have much to answer.
So giving up the high ground as they're going to continue this aggression. See, Ryan's way out of position. Cam York could launch this ult. Let's see if he does.
Pick up a lot.
This could be
That
big.
Ryan's down.
They stagger.
Do
Doesn't pick it
get
up.
behind cover in time.
Vision, though, really nice way. I think we might see them start to stabilize a bit here.
But Slimer's right back at it. Right back at it.
Loth does manage to get Rexaw. I don't know.
Not a lot of time. They gotta try to group up at spawn, maybe make some quick switches to some stalling characters, but it does not look good here.
The Oscillator goes down. Spice on the line. Might get a res here from Sipiter. I don't know what it's at.
Doorway
though.
has the Zarya grab though. Might not even need it.
It's all over. Oh, nope, Loth. Last second save here. But again, I don't think this is going to be enough.
They're still stalling out. Every second counts.
Spice pop the elf on the back,
There it
not
is.
enough.
So really, really aggressive, dominating performance by Slimer. But, you know, sometimes you really kind of, you might get discouraged on defense, but as soon as you go on attack, that same thing might happen.
Oh, yeah. And then we've seen that a lot with these teams. They, the aggression just can be pretty one-sided.
Yep. And, you know, from what you said, it seems like these teams kind of thrive more on attack, right? They're really aggressive. They really like to get in the thick of things. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see if the tables kind of turn here and we kind of see the same thing from the other side.
What I think is interesting was I really thought that Slimer was going to have an issue kind of fragging out and getting kills, and that just never seemed to be the case.
Nope.
They were never left wanting that extra damage boost. It just felt like a very smooth push kind of all the way through.
They really were kind of the death ball, right? They kind of had that composition and just rolled right through. But you see Black Cats has kind of switched up their comp to be a little bit more of a dive kind of composition. And I think that's going to help a lot. They're going to be able to get in behind a big guy's Rhine shield and really just start to do some damage and sow some chaos in that black back line. But the key for them is going to be focus fire, targeting the same enemies and getting those picks. They were doing a lot of damage, but they weren't getting a lot of kills out of it. So
one of the things that's been effective against Team Slimer is not playing big guy's game, right? He wants you to engage on that front line. He wants to go toe-to-toe with you. The hammer just does so much damage, and he gets such a good support out of his Zarya. He wants you to fight him like that. But if you're Black Cats, you can just jump right over him. You can avoid that conflict completely, shred the back line, and really undo a lot of his work. I think a lot of these teams are also underestimating. Ooh, that's so much charge.
Yep.
Are underestimating how good Orisa is against Orion as well. But
Doe's got to be pretty fully charged right now, right off the gate.
Yeah, he was already at halfway. Which is
She's going to have her bubble back up. So you see Big Guy's kind of just out there by himself. Their team is just kind of a little split, but they do stabilize.
Sipiter, out in a weird position there. Doorway could go down, but he decides not, or he's not able to, and he's already almost on his way to ult right now.
He just gets ult so quickly. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah, we're already looking at a Graviton. That's going to be a challenge.
They're going to be able to push up be a little bit more aggressive here. You know, we talked about this earlier, but Black Cats has not really opted to commit yet and kind of jump over this Ryan and really dive in there. They've kind of kept everything in front, which is exactly what a big guy wants.
Yep. Yeah,
And you're
until
seeing
they're
how
able to overdo that. Ooh, a good pick there. Forces a res out. Might be able to see something happen here. Fission's looking for an ult. Spice in the back. All out of Doorway.
Here comes the grab.
Oh, does pick up the Mercy. Sipiter trying to make something happen. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of value out of that as Black Cats is forced to back up.
It's just so tough to break through that choke. I think they've either got to, commit to this dive or maybe start thinking of different strategies.
Yeah, that Orisa can do a lot of work against Orion. Can make him pretty uncomfortable. And I think it's going to need to be something like that. Slimer's sitting on some good ones, but those are a lot of good ults out of Camyort there. Means that he's going to open up some good opportunities.
Gets desuited, but gets a lot of value out of that one. Rexaw's going to pop his ult from the high ground.
Ooh.
Picks up a couple.
Ult coming out of Spice, though.
They're just trading 1 for 1. And it looks like it's just Spice on the point.
Oh, could pick up Sipiter there.
So Black Cats has to try to get to this point quickly here and capitalize on the man advantage that they have.
They have a little bit closer spawn point, but having trouble regrouping there. Trying to pick up Henrietta on that Ignite account. I don't know if it's going to be enough. She's doing a good job keeping him up. Gets there right on time.
So they've got to be careful. You got to imagine Daft Monkey's going to pop his Junkrat ult as soon as they're going to make their push here. Gotta sniff out this rip tire.
See them in a really kind of defensive position here. I think that's going to be pretty good for them. Soldier, though, out of position a little bit. They could take advantage of that. Daft Monkey on the point as well. Soldier does go down. Another ult opportunity for Fission. I think this one's going to be good.
Here it comes. Gets
Rexaw, though, on it. Sipiter could pop the res. Ult coming in. Oh, Camure picking it up. This is Black Cat's opportunity right here.
They've opened
Got to
them
deal
up.
with Henrietta, though.
That's a big shatter coming out of a big guy there. Picks up 2, and that shuts down that push.
Henrietta's got her res up.
Though they're both kind of really staggered right now.
Some big reses coming out of both teams here, though, with the Valkyrie.
And they're going to
Rexa's
push
doing a
back
good
up
job,
to that
Adam.
choke.
I think we're going to see the first map going to Team Slimer here. Really tough plays here all around.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They just weren't able to bust through.
A big guy again. I mean, that front line is such a difficult place to go. But we saw Black Cats with a lot of success going over that line, not trying to contest it.
I think it was, a lot closer than the stat line may seem. They had a lot of chances where they, it looked like they almost had the point. But again, it comes down to a lot of these individual plays that we were talking about earlier. Rexaw.
That was big. You can almost, you see that with the cards and stuff like that. Slimer is just.
So if you're
They
Black
came to
Cats, are you thinking of changing up your strategy, or are you going to roll with the same team composition?
Was it? Yeah, man. I think, if I'm Black Cats, again, I really have a lot of faith that Orisa does really well against the Rhine composition. I think you know what they're going to be, and you can deal with it that way.
So you're thinking more of a, let's out damage them, let's break that Rhine shield as quickly as possible, and try to, disrupt their, melt that front line rather than kind of dive in behind them and then try to take out that back line first.
Is it Legion?